I've seen all good people now. Good morning. Nice to be here. Nice to be alive and alert, curious, with a sense of anticipation and enthusiasm. I have an interesting thought today, and someone says to us, do this. This is the best thing that you can do. And you, of course, want to be open-minded. You want to be curious. You don't want to dispatch the thought as being unimportant or trivial. But you want to make an honest consideration of what's being said. So we say, well, why? Why? What is it that you're talking about? And the voice continues and says, because it's like the knob, right? A dial. You can turn the volume up or down on a radio or maybe it's a light bulb. You have a dimmer switch. And you go, okay. And the voice continues and says, where do you want your light to be? Do you want your light to be bright? Or do you want it to be dim? Do you want your volume to be loud enough to be heard? Or beneath the threshold of sound? It may be different answers at different points in one's day. But that's a choice to make in those different moments of one's day. And by gathering one's senses, by becoming more aware, by practicing, the most important accomplishment we can have. One is a little more clear as to what they are doing. Heightening, widening, deepening one's perspective. Understanding. We are the knob. We are the meter that is rising and subsiding, just like our breath. And we have a choice. Sometimes the choice is made subconsciously because we are not being sensitive, receptive of what our body is saying, how we feel, where we feel our energy level is currently located. Do we have a half power, or are we on full power, or are we out of gas? These are legitimate questions. And to know the answers, not to wonder about the answers, but to know, because one has a heightened sense of awareness, of sensitivity, of perception. So you then think, oh, that's interesting. That makes sense. And it should make sense because it's common sense. It is the most basic kind of sense. And that leads us, most likely, and I think usually, to foundational ways of doing things, of being aware. Whose voice is it saying this? It's all of our voices. When we think, that's what practice is. Mindfully thinking, mindfully being meditative, returning to one's senses. This is the goal. One's aspiration is within these words, these symbols that we're sharing. The ritual or the habit or the spiritual tradition or one's religion, each individual unique human being follows, fits. It's not something that we have to move anything. One sits atop the other. We are talking about evolution and a sense of spirituality, the transformation of what's occurred in 14 billion years. All of these other vehicles, these paths, these journeys, these trails, attitudes, fit on top and add depth, width, and height to what we have done and accomplished in this world. So be proud of oneself and one's cultures, one's civilization, one's religions and spiritual traditions. Be proud of oneself. And be accepting that everything is also in a state of change. So one needs to practice to reinforce and ritualize or habitualize what we want to accomplish. One needs to think about the 5 W's and 1 H. How am I going to do this? What am I going to do? Where am I going to do? When am I going to do? Why am I going to do? Who's going to be doing it? Valuable answers are retrieved from the depths of our minds when we ask questions like these, helping us come into a better understanding of all of the above. Maybe some don't apply in a particular instance. Okay, come on, common sense. Doesn't matter what time it is or where it is today. It's other things. What it is, or why, or who, or how. Maybe much more important. Pregnant with possibilities of potentials to reward us for our effort, because that's what it is. Learning, growth, or achievements. Not taking things for granted. Taking them for what they are. And one must acclimate oneself to remember the majesty of everything that is. From the lowliest fly to the tallest giraffe. That everything is a bundle of miracles. From our tiny world in the Milky Way galaxy to whatever great distance one wants to visualize on the other side of the universe, on a planet much the same distance, etc. from its sun. Thinking is what our practice is all about. We use the terms mindful meditation. They're good. They work. How do you do this? Well, we're into this 10 minutes already. An easy way of doing it, and a very natural foundational way, is to find oneself in a comfortable posture. Put something under the rear of your buttocks to raise them up so that they're at least as high as your knees, so you're sitting upright. With your chin and your eyes facing forward. High. Eyes open or closed. Mouth. Put your tongue to the top of your mouth. Just to relax it and keep it there. Fingers together. You might knit your hands together, or you might just have your fingertips touching. Is a good thing to do because of what we're going to do next. And relax. Be at ease. Feel your whole body dissolving beneath the pressure of gravity pulling us down. Feeling this. And saying hello to it and thank you. Hi. It is good to be alive. We don't have to get too fancy with what we're doing. Just natural, honest, authentic. Smile. Be joyful, curious. Seeking that we might find. Paying attention to the warmth that we're talking about that's emanating in our hand area. Or anywhere. Just choose a spot. Your spot. And remembering that this heat is accumulating because of the activities of your heart and your lungs. The muscular activity of your heart squeezing. And your diaphragm and your lungs doing the same. Realizing what you are, Homo sapiens. And finding your breath. Normally we take it for granted 15, 20,000 times a day. It's obvious and makes sense that we would. And your pulse, 90,000 times a day, same logical excuse. Remembering. This is what we do in our meditation, our practice, is remember these simple foundational things. We fill our mind with our foundation. Repeat, we fill our minds with foundation. Why? Because you may have a lot of other stuff on it that needs to be put aside, swept away. And if you do this, we'll do it. Because you're not going to keep 8 things in your mind. And I've got 4 for you right now. Breath. Remembering as much as and as deep as you want. 4 parts. Rises and falls. Longer exhale. Pause. In between. Breathe in to count of 4. Pause for 1 or 2. Breathe out to the count of 5, 6, or 7. Pause for 1 or 2. Repeat 2 minutes. Being aware of one's pulse. Being aware of one's heart squeezing and relaxing. Feeling calm. Feeling the heat of one's body. Again and again and again, until one is permeated with these processes, until you are full of them and nothing else. Being mindful, learning to concentrate and to focus. If one finds their mind distracted, then that's okay. That's normal. That's why you need to practice all the time, to gain resiliency and strength and longevity in your ability to concentrate. It is a tool. It is a practice. It is an achievement. It is a exercise one can do or not. You can be flighty. Being aware of our breath, the heat of our body from our muscular activity. Being aware of our pulse as we pulse merrily along 90,000 times a day. And of the shimmering majesty of the ecstasy of being alive, the awe, sense of reverence and amazement at whom and what, how, where, when, why we are. Thinking about these 6 questions in terms of one's own being here now, alive, a bundle of miracles, in awe, a sense of reverence and astonishment at what's going on. Humble. In all of this line of thinking, by the immensity of what we can, again, visualize on the other side of the universe, a planet much like our own, and everything in between. Every rock, every wisp of air, every molecule of water, every ray of sunlight that strikes one's skin, being aware, humble by the immensity of creation, and thankful for everything we've spoken about and everything else that one can conceive. Be positive with your energy. Choose. We have a choice in how we direct our being. Utilize these 4 basic processes of our physicality to help you focus and concentrate. And then be virtuous. What can I do to improve? What qualities can I imbue within my own being? And how do I get there? How do I accumulate them? How do I exhibit them in my own being as I make my way through this world on my journey? How do I become them, so to speak? Practice. Even just saying the virtue that one wants to build, nourish, grow, glow, flow, and shine in one's being. Even just to say, for instance, the word patience has power, has magic, has a vibration to it. This is literally patience, energy being emanated for whatever. It is a seed for one's soul. Do it. Do it for 2 weeks, every day. Namaste.